is going on, guys? It's Kevin here with ModMyMods, and it is a lovely Tuesday afternoon. Thank you for being here this afternoon with us for the ModMyMods news update. Today we're going to talk about just some fun things that are around and about in the tech field. Talk about a couple things that I found on Steam that were quite entertaining. We heard some news about Microsoft this afternoon. And then we also had a lovely post from our good friend Travis over at Shellback Tech. Couple things going on, which is great, which is wonderful. And, you know, obviously as we continue to move on in this year, hopefully it will be a better year than last, and we can somewhat go back to normal here soon. Maybe. We'll see. But anyways, without further ado, let's hop right on into it and let's take a look at what is going on in the world. First of all, if you guys haven't heard and or seen, SpaceX did a static test of their serial number 10. I'm pretty sure is it 10 or 11? Pretty sure it's 11. Sorry, it's 11. Sorry, SN11 is actually set up and pretty much squared and good to go. So they theoretically could launch this. They said the 24th, right? 24th and 25th is the road closures, and then flight, which is March 24th through the 26th, and then you have a set time that you're allowed to actually launch. But SpaceX is doing some incredible things, and that will definitely be a feat to see, especially because, well, they landed the last one pretty much, so it can only get better from here, right? Practice makes perfect. That's all I'm saying. So that is cool. Make sure you check out SpaceX. Lab Padre is obviously the one that does all of the does a lot of the streaming and live cams from Texas, where they're doing the launches for the serial numbers, which is pretty cool. Again, who doesn't want to get to fly from New York to Hong Kong in like 35 minutes? That'd be kind of dope. I'm not gonna lie. I still, to this day, will say that eating your lunch on the way down, you know, after like you get up here and then the rocket just like flips around and falls to the ground. Yeah, that's the part where I'm like super excited for. Yeah, as your lunch comes up. But you're in Hong Kong. You know, you made it. It's quick. So, despite some of the major setbacks and some of the things that we've been doing, we actually finished the Battle for Hoth build, which is pretty cool, and I will share some of those photos with you here in a couple minutes. But what I wanted to get into was the EK 10K challenge. Apparently, there is some, to be honest with you, I didn't really know a whole heck of a lot about it because we're kind of like a company. We can't really participate in these things, you know, that it's kind of frowned upon for good reason. Oh, hey, and there's our competitors anyway, so yeah, we probably shouldn't enter a contest that our competitors are sponsoring, but that's beside the point. What does matter is that they have this crazy contest going on, the EK 10K challenge. These are the main sponsors that are for the event, and basically it's using the Builds GG community to find the best builds that are available on the market. On the actual internet. And you can basically participate. There are 959 participants so far. And they go from crazy to not so crazy to what the hell is this, right? Now, I don't actually mean that guy, whoever I just landed on. But what I meant is that they've got this crazy contest going on here. And there's a couple different things that you can do. You can just go in and start voting and take a look at the, well, after you watch the video, that is so generously sponsored by EK. Stu, Mr. Tonks himself. You can actually go in and vote on these various PCs. Now, obviously, you just go and click vote and everything like that. But some of these PCs are just sick nasty. They're unbelievable. And actually, I was talking to Mr. Kevin James Daly, TPB Mods himself, all the way up in lonely Canada, all the way up there. We were talking about that earlier. that there's definitely some really awesome builds that are in this list that you can vote for. You can take a look at why does it give you a meh face if you just want to go to the next one? Like, really? I didn't. I mean, I love Derek Wilson's build, but I'm also biased by it because, well, I like Derek Wilson. He's a pretty cool dude. He's pretty rad, you know. And considering he's probably rocking mod fluid in there, mod water, I'm even more biased. So, that being said, if you go to the start voting, you can actually sit here and go through the various. What the hell? What was he cutting? What are you cutting? I'm okay. EK, you better cough up some information. What the hell was he doing? First of all, there are a lot of sparks flying. Lots of sparks. I don't know when you're doing that in a PC. No, you're really not supposed to have sparks like that happening. But what the hell were you doing? What were you doing? Anyways, so you can go through. You can vote on these. Vote yes, and next is no. The voting system seems a little borked by me if you were gonna ask me, but this isn't, my rodeo, and I'm not the one having to do this contest, so thank God, because I'm sure what I would have to say and decided would not be the same as what everyone would have to say and decided. I mean, this guy takes some really awesome photos. He's good at it. I mean, like, shit, that's a product photo right there. Boom, yeah, Asus, there you go. Asus and EK, why don't you call this guy and have him do your photos for you, because that's pretty legit. Even though the softbox is in the shot. But either way, there are some pretty cool builds that are in here. You can vote yes or vote no, I guess. Maybe Kevin can explain this a little bit better, because, like, I want to go through and I want to vote for these, but I don't necessarily want to, like, discredit anybody that hasn't had a chance to actually, get a real vote in, I'm not saying that my vote isn't worth it or anything like that, but it's kind of interesting. It's interesting how they have this set up. But they have a couple different categories here. The one that I was looking at is obviously the EK 10K challenge, which is obviously, you have all of these different builds that are here. This is from Derek, Explore Modding, Alessandro, which we work with. There's a lot of people in here that I started clicking through and going, oh, wow, yeah, hey, I've worked with him, and I've worked with him, and I've worked with them. It's kind of cool. But make sure you click through and take a look at some of these builds. They're unbelievable. That's just the first batch, which is the EK 10K contest. And then you can go on, and they have the build of the month, which is also, what Builds GG is very, very well known for. And there are 377 participants in this particular one, which obviously the numbers are a little bit lower, but I mean, you have stuff from Custom Rigs DE. You got Dutch Lion Customizing, Tim. Let's see who else we got in this list here. Just in the first list, TPB Mods. Ha! Mr. James Daly himself, right there. Boom, rank number 58, which is pretty cool. Let's see what's on the second page, third page, whatever. Madman Mods. We've hung out with him. AK Mods, sweet. That's awesome too. Look at all these mods in here. Huh. No kidding. Well, go ahead and head over there, buildsgg.com. You can go and you can just literally click the contest button right up here. Boom, brings you to the contest, and there's the EK 10K challenge, build of the month, and then the small form factor PC build contest that they're putting together as well, which is actually a much more niche type of contest, considering there's only 256 bytes, 256 contestants in this particular contest that they got going on here. But again, looking through, Nick Valzone, yep. Let's see, AK Mod, there you go, 80-ish plus, very cool. Liquid House, friend of ours as well. And if I remember correctly, what are you on the second page there? Yep, the Companion Cube from TPP Mods himself. He's on there as well. Alessandro for his Oracle project. I don't know if I would consider that small form factor. But then again, maybe it's just the photos that give it a bad rap. I don't know. Let's see who else we got up in here. Who else we got? I don't think I know any of those. What about these guys? Nope. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I don't think I've ever worked with any of those people. That's unfortunate. But I have worked with some of the people that are on the front page. That's kind of cool. If you would, please go and vote for these people. They're pretty awesome. They do know what they're doing. They make some pretty incredible builds. And obviously, there's prizes and everything like that. But, the support basically comes from the community. And the community is us, right? You got people that are just hanging out, want to play games, want to see cool computers and have them put together. And this is your chance to actually vote on something, which is pretty cool. So head on over to buildsgg.com, buildsgg, that's what it is, builds.gg, and then you can go to the contest page, which is up top here. We have some of our builds that are shared on there. I am doing more and more builds for our own library. If we go to the profile here, here's the 3 builds that we have up right now. Torque, which you obviously see behind me. The Eiskreislauf, which is actually running the show right now. Brony's F1 build, and then the Lake Effect. And we're actually working on it because I got Battle of Hoth right over there, which is pretty cool. So I got to put that in, and we have a couple other PCs that we have to put in as well. So make sure you go vote. Head on over to the contests, click on them, vote on them. Doesn't take too long. We would appreciate it. So would everybody else. The other thing that I wanted to let everybody know is that our good friend Travis from Shellback Tech actually just got approved to be a charity that you can support if you buy stuff from Amazon, which is pretty dope. If you didn't know, Travis, a good friend of ours from Shellback Tech, builds and creates these awesome custom PCs for disabled veterans and first responders. He everything that he does is all pro bono. It's all for charity. It's basically he gets recipients that want to or applicants that want to have their own PC, and obviously they talk about it and figure out who is deserving. And then they whittle down their list. I think he had 32 PCs, or what was it, 28 PCs that he was building this year. And obviously with the GPU shortage, it's a little bit difficult to get your hands on anything. But if you want to support his awesome cause, which is Shellback Tech, if you just go to smile.amazon.com, you can actually log into your Amazon account, and basically any of the purchases that you do actually create some sort of donation for him, which is awesome. So you can actually go and support his company and his charity just by buying the normal shit that you would on Amazon. So pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. I thought it was pretty neat. Congratulations to him. I mean, he's a 501c, right? Yeah, 501c3. Which is actually a registered charity, which is, again, very, very cool. So congrats to him. Go give him some support. We always love to support Travis. He's awesome. He's the best. He really is. So make sure you go give him some love, because we do. I haven't actually loved him personally, but I know that his wife has, because they have kids. So that had to have happened somewhere along the line somehow. But anyways, maybe I'll get my chance some other time. Either way, give him some love. We'd appreciate it, and so would he. If you want to head on over and get Cyberpunk discounted, you can. It's 20% off at the Steam store, which is fun. Reading some of the reviews, you can, imagine what you'll find in there. However, it is 20% off. And if you haven't already cracked it and ripped it and played it yourself and everything like that, and you actually really wanted to purchase it, you could. Again, the low price of $47.99 for that dumpster fire. However, they are going to be releasing a new update. I think they said by the end of the month. That's supposed to fix a lot of things. Yeah, sure, guys. Whatever you say. I'm not very hopeful right now. I'm gonna go back and play it probably in like a year, once things have been maybe smoothed out a little bit. But some of the things that I found on Steam today, which were quite entertaining, quite hilarious to see, was the Cyberpunk, obviously being on sale for 20% off, which is cool. The reviews are entertaining to read. I'm a clown for pre-ordering this. Yeah, some people would agree with that. A lot of people do agree with it, and it is a relatively fun game. However, pick it up on sale. Don't buy it for full cost is what I would say. That's just my 2 cents. But the other thing that I saw was Dirt 5 and the reviews that it was getting. And typically, I don't write reviews. But on this pile of trash called Dirt 5, I definitely wrote that. If you can't read it, I'm going to zoom in here so you can actually see what the heck I'm reading here. Yeah, it's bad. It's really, really bad. Bro, I got the game for free and I still want a refund. And you know what? I don't blame this young gentleman, because I've played a lot of it and it is just atrocious. Like they've done some really, really good dirt games. Like Dirt Rally 1 and Dirt Rally 2 was fantastic. Now you bring me this pile of trash and I want to uninstall every Codemasters game I've ever played. Ever. And you've made a lot of really good ones. But, what is this? This is crap. I don't know. Just not a fan. Crashes to the desktop, crashes to everything. I haven't had that issue. However, I will tell you that I think that for a racing game or a rally game or anything like that, it's like when you jump in the air and you fly off the course, you should just fly off the course. You shouldn't bounce off the imaginary wall that basically sandboxes you into the track that you're on. And, I understand that it's not exactly a true racing game. I get that too. But, at least make it somewhat realistic. Jesus, that was awful. Full awful, as they may say. And another thing, the graphics do not look like, you see this graphic, this video that they got going on here. That shit is so doctored, it's unbelievable. There's no actual mud trails with anything that you drive behind or anyone in front of you. The mud does actually somewhat kick up in your face a little bit here, but they did more work on the weather effects and the ambient visuals that you'll see. Ambient's probably not the right word. The visuals that pretty much are off in the distance, right? So wow, that's a really nice lens flare, and wow, that mountain hill looks really cool, and yes, it does, but the rest of it looks like utter trash. So save yourself the money. Don't buy this pile of garbage. If you have it on Xbox for the Xbox beta, you can play it for free. Pretty much, it's not even $1. You can actually just download it and install it, and that's how I've been playing it at home. It's trash. It's pretty bad. Makes me very upset. I like rally games, and this is not a rally game. This is Need for Speed with dirt effects. Just saying. Anyways. All right, let me look at the chat. I haven't even looked at the chat yet this afternoon. Kevin, thanks for being here. Sarah, thank you. Maven, appreciate it. You are the best. You guys are awesome for being here. Thank you. Celtic, as always. Derek, Mr. Wilson, Rhodes, and Mr. Proctor. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. The one other thing that I found on Reddit, which I thought this was quite entertaining. Who's played DayZ? And I'm not talking about the good standalone, not the good mod DayZ from Arma 2 that was actually a shitload of fun. I mean the DayZ standalone that they tried to make that was just an utter disaster. Well, I did, and I have a lot of hours into that game, and this review is quite possibly the most accurate thing I've read ever, right? The game has been in alpha for 4 years. Yes, absolutely. I bought it when it was, I think, $9.99 back ages ago. And this person apparently has done a lot of things in 4 years. He got a girlfriend. He fell in love. They broke up. He graduated high school. He went to college. He graduated college. He went to the army. He got medically discharged for asthma. Then he worked as a pizza driver, a cook, security officer, etc. He got a new car. He lost his virginity, which, dude, really? That wasn't one? That wasn't one or two at the top of the list there, bud? Okay. I went back to college to get a higher degree, found another girl, 2 of his grandfathers died, and he then also got hired as a dispatcher. All of this, and the game added and removed Christmas trees for the holidays. Yep. That is absolutely 100% accurate. That game is, it was a great mod. It was fantastic for what it was at the time, and now they released it or whatever, and it is just awful. It's bad. It's bad. So this was a pretty funny review. I thought that was entertaining, and I thought I would share it with you. That was actually brought to my attention from Corey this morning while we were packing some orders for you guys. Last but not least, why the hell would Microsoft want to buy Discord for $10 billion? Besides the fact that they're just going to buy a already broken product, which is Discord, that decides to die, crash, corrupt files, disconnect your audio, corrupt your audio drivers, you know, all of that lovely good stuff. Why would Microsoft want to do this? Well, it's relatively simple, actually, because if they get that Discord label, that Discord brand, they can get rid of this stupid Microsoft Game Bar garbage that they have. And if they get rid of the Microsoft Game Bar garbage, then they would have to use this Discord service, which maybe they don't get rid of the Discord or the game garbage. What they do is they actually turn it into a place that you can use not only your Xbox crap, but then also use it with the Discord stuff, which happens to be one of the big issues with any of the Xbox console players. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I will show you here. On my main monitor here, if you hold the Windows key and hit G, this is the... Oh, it's not going to show it, is it? Because it's technically a layover. Oh, well, I'm not really entirely sure how I would show you that. Interesting. Basically what it does is it has a couple different little windows on it that allows you to do different things, whether it be message your friends, adjust your audio, capture a video. It actually has like a small performance monitor within inside of it as well. But to be honest with you, their audio and the way that they use their chat and communication system just absolutely sucks. It's terrible. It's awful. Everyone knows it, and anyone that plays on an Xbox and actually tries to play with their friends and stuff like that probably is going to have a very hard time doing it, especially if you're trying to do cross-platform stuff. For example, like if you're playing Call of Duty with one of your friends that's on an Xbox and you have a PC that's much more superior, you're going to have issues. You're always going to have issues. But this particular write-up was from our friends Den of Geek, based out of New York. Actually, they're based out of the UK, but also have a office in New York. Basically, what they want to do is they want to buy up Discord because obviously it's a huge footprint, and it would basically make it so they can expand the Xbox brand. There's a lot more that kind of goes into it, and Matt, one of our friends here, Matt wrote this up, and it's actually... it's kind of like, how do you say it? It's basically like Disney, wanting to buy up the Star Wars franchise. It's something that, yeah, they already do it. Yeah, they're already decent at it, but could it be better if we bought this? Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. Let's just, 10 bill? Psh, that's nothing. We've been raping people for, Microsoft Windows for God knows how long. So I'm sure they got some money in the bank for that. I'm just really hoping they don't screw it up. I'm really hoping they don't screw this up like they did with, Windows, because Windows is just full awful. So, but that is it. That's what I wanted to share with you. Let me get the cucumber out of my mouth here. Last but not least, I wanted to show off a couple photos that I have taken of the Battle for Hoth. That way you guys can see it first before I actually post it on social media. So that's what I have over here. The main shot here. Let's see if I can make it nice and big for you. There you go. That is the main shot of the build. Obviously the side of the case and everything like that. I put a cheesy little light, streak background on it and stuff like that. But that is it in its completion, in its prime, with all the figures inside of it and all the different things going on in there. I am working on a build video that we're putting together for this particular case. But we're working on it. It took a lot longer than anticipated. I know with COVID and everything like that, it didn't exactly work out as well as we had thought to. But it's a very, very long process and something that we honestly haven't actually done ourselves. Like, I've never had to put figurines inside of a computer like this, or frost glass, or do model painting and weathering and that type of stuff. But it's nice to push yourself, right? You always got to learn. You got to make yourself try harder, right? So this particular one, obviously we put together a big thank you to all of the people that were involved in this particular one. Let me grab the sponsor blast. AMD was one of the biggest supporters because they were willing to give us the opportunity to actually put this together with one of their new, well, not new anymore, but 3960 or 3960X chips, the Threadripper, which is actually an unbelievably fast chip. It has all sorts of cores in it, so I'm excited to see how it performs against my 7920X that's sitting behind here. Oris, again, a big thank you to them. They were the ones that were able to supply us with the 2080 Ti, the motherboard itself, as well as the SSDs that are inside there. We have a total of, I think there's 5 or 6 Gen 4 2 terabyte M.2s that are in there, and then we have it in a PCI RAID card that is running a RAID 10 setup with redundancy, or not with redundancy, yeah, with redundancy on the drives. So basically, between that and the motherboard and everything like that, that was a huge thank you to them. Darkside, who is based out of Canada, our good friend Daz over there was able to help us out with some of the cables and everything. EVGA was nice enough to donate one of the new audio, the Pro version. I actually have the box around here somewhere. The Pro 7.1 audio card that we ended up putting on a custom water block to. The water block was actually designed by a good friend Christoph, and then CNC milled by another good friend of ours, Matt from CNC, Great Lakes CNC, as well as Tony from Killer Mods. That's what it was. He's the one that actually did the plexi for us, so big thank you to them, and big thank you to EVGA as well. They also donated the 1600 watt power supply that's in the back, the Supernova that is powering all of this goodness inside. EK was the one that they ended up donating a lot of the water cooling parts for it, so we got some of the quantum fittings as well as the quantum accent rings. We also got one of the EK pump res combos, one of the tube reses, and one of the D5 pumps. And yeah, so a big, very, very big shout out to them. HyperX was, oh my god, they were super nice. They were nice enough to actually donate us. So there's 128 gigs of RAM inside of there. DDR4, it's at 3800 megahertz, which is just I can't wait to use this thing. I'm so excited. And also Lian Lee, which now that I'm seeing this, I also didn't put Fantex on here. Lian Lee was nice enough to donate us 3 sets of the Unifans, the white SL120 Unifans, which are fantastic. They work really well. They snap together, which is like the coolest thing in the world. And then Watercool was also nice enough to donate all the radiators, the water block for the graphics card, the water block for the CPU, as well as a couple other goodies. So a very, very big thank you, and we appreciate all of the help from all of our sponsors. Last but not least, it would be you'd also have Fantex, who was the one that ultimately just donated the case and said, here, run with it. See if you can put something together inside of this case. So can't wait to share that with them as well. So I hope everybody is happy with what we put together. So the side view of the case, this is actually with the window off. Obviously at a little bit lower of an angle to try and show you what's going on here. The top card obviously is a 2080 Ti. We ended up fitting three. The HTSF2 radiators. They're 360 millimeter radiators, and we ended up fitting three of them inside of the case. It was a little bit tricky to get it to actually work correctly, because the case doesn't exactly want you to fit three radiators in there. I mean, it will, but it doesn't. A little finagling going on in order to make it work. So we obviously set the radiators up as the all the way around as the outside. It is running in series, so basically everything is all hooked up and plumbed up together. It goes from obviously the D5 pump that's down here on the bottom, through the reservoir, or through the radiator, actually, right out of the reservoir through the radiator, through the new audio card, to the water, or to the GPU, out of the GPU to the CPU, through the two radiators, and then back through the reservoirs. These are actually two different reservoirs, and the water does flow through both of the reservoirs as well. And it is actually UV clear. That is Mod Water UV clear with a little bit of added UV spice to it, just to give it a little bit more accent throughout some of these, throughout the reservoirs there. Let's see what else we got here, what I can show you. The turret and the reservoir itself were actually resin casts created by our good friend Stefan over at Random Design. If you haven't seen, he's done all sorts of craziness. He made all sorts of not like crazy Star Wars builds. He's put together an unbelievable amount of PCs, and he was the one that actually ended up resin casting the different parts for us. We had our good friend Dave from Grid Media, I'm pretty sure is what it is. He was the one that actually ended up airbrushing everything, and then I went through and put all the weathering and the snow detail and everything like that throughout the rest of the case. The figurines are actually from one of the RPG games that was available to actually, you could buy it from like one of the Millennium stores or any desktop type of game, but it was an RPG game, so I ended up picking up some of the figurines to put throughout the case build, and I think it turned out okay. I had to weather them a little bit, make them, you know, a little bit more colorful and stuff like that, but we were able to do a similar process throughout the T47, the speeder, and then we had a nice vinyl applique on the back there, which is obviously the AT-AT that's going through the whole scene. And then last but not least, you got there's the money shot. There it is, right there. Boom. Boom. That's it. HyperX, again, very, very gracious, or very, very nice of them to donate the RAM that's in the PC, as well as the Oris for donating the TRX-40 motherboard. And again, you know, I think the build turned out okay. I think it turned out all right. What do you guys think? You think it's all right? Think it's okay? So there she is. There she be. Now there's a couple other photos that I haven't actually shared with anybody. On the back side of the case, there's another vinyl applique on the back there. Inside the case door, I actually did, you know, some of the cards for the RPG game are actually glued on the inside there, and we have a couple vinyls, decals, and stuff like that. But there it is. It's done. She's done, and I'm done with dealing with it. Sometimes after a while, after you're still working on something for, you know, a couple months on end, you get tired of it. And I'm glad that we were able to finally get this one pulled together and give you guys something cool to look at. So. But yeah, there it is. Done. Dunskies. And I'll be posting some of these photos, obviously, on Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that in the next couple days. We're working on a couple other projects that we got going on, too, so I'll be sharing some of that. Corey's Stealth PC is also coming together. We're working on that, and just lots of other good things that are happening here. So, but that's pretty much about it. Let's see. Do I have? Yeah, this is all building footage and everything like that. I have the video. I have some of it pretty much done and ready to go, but I don't exactly want to share it just yet because I need to put some more graphics on it, add a couple more things to it. But hopefully you guys liked it, and I hope you guys like the build because it's something that I've never really taken upon myself to do that much on a build. You know, usually it's a major team thing. This time around, it wasn't so much. It was more along the lines of just getting the build done, completed, and you know, we all worked on it together and everything like that. But this is the first one that I've actually kind of had the reins to for the whole thing. So hopefully you guys liked it. Hopefully we can keep doing more stuff like that, and you know, we can maybe after this whole everybody's vaccinated and everything like that, we can go back to, you know, living some sort of normal life and going to shows and, you know, doing that type of thing. But until then, I guess we'll have to suffice with seeing my beautiful beard through the television. Well, actually not through the television, but through the monitor. You get what I'm getting at. Anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the afternoon. I hope you had a good time being here at the ModMyMods news update. We will have another show next week on Tuesday. I'm hoping to have another guest for us. I know Jeff probably won't be available. Congratulations to him and his lady. They're going to be having another kid, which is that's awesome. Congrats to them. But I know next week I'm trying to get somebody else. I know my buddy Jonathan, who's kind of worried about it. He's worried that you're going to make fun of him because, well, he's Canadian. No, that's probably not it. But either way, I'm going to try and get him on. I'm going to try and get a couple other people on so we can have somebody else to talk to other than myself. So, but have yourself a wonderful rest of the weekend. We'll see you next week on Tuesday. It'll be what is that? Is that the first? Oh, it's almost the 4th or the 1st of April. April Fool's Day. I don't get to joke around with you guys, but we'll see you on the 30th next week, Tuesday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Until then, take it easy, and we'll talk to you later.